So guys, there's been something I've been wanting to say, but I've just been too fearful to say it because there's such massive social consequences for me saying this. And I'm really worried about what's going to happen to me if it gets out that I said this. But if there's anything the last couple of years have taught us, it's that silence is violence. When people don't speak out with an unpopular opinion, stuff like the Holocaust happens. And I don't want there to be another Holocaust. So it's time that I speak out. But this is tricky, guys. It's hard to face your fear, and I'm someone who's taken unpopular positions in the past. I remember during the 2020 election, the entire media, academics, newscasters, mainstream politicians, international organizations, the UN, were all cheering for Trump to win the presidential election. Social media was censoring anyone who supported Joe Biden. Joe Biden, after the election, got banned from Twitter, making himself to be the first president ever banned from Twitter. But I decided to do the brave thing then and stand up and ride in with Biden to support Joe. And I'm going to do the brave thing here again, because this is something that everybody in my life is going to disagree with. Every day I just see stuff that's warning me the consequences of holding this opinion. And here's my opinion. I stand with Ukraine. I stand with Ukraine. It's wrong that Russia invaded Ukraine. And I know this video is gonna get flagged down. YouTube and Twitter have been taken over by Russia, and they've deemed that any video that's made that's pro-Ukraine isn't made by someone who actually could have a different opinion than the majority. It's made by someone who is a paid bot for the Ukrainian government. And I mean, you have all these Ukrainian events being canceled. You have Ukrainian media being yanked. You have Ukrainians having to denounce Zelensky in the streets. And people are just so free and open. They're allowed to express these pro-Russian sentiments. And if anyone expresses an anti-Russian sentiment, their life is over. So I'm taking a brave standpoint. I'm going to add a Ukrainian flag to my profile picture. And I'm kind of worried because I think if a potential employer were to find that, they would just be like, this guy's too radical. This guy is latched on to this fringe political movement, this opinion that like no one has. But I'm willing to die in the streets for this. I'm willing to take the courageous stand of standing with Ukraine. And Biden and Trudeau and all these people are giving weapons to Russia, and NATO supporting Russia, and the UN supporting Russia, and the mainstream media supporting Russia. But I'm going to take the brave stand and stand with Ukraine. And I think you need to too. If enough of us change our profile pictures to the Ukrainian flag, and enough of us tweet, stop the war, Putin, stop the war, then they'll have to change. Then our leaders will have to support Ukraine and stop supporting Russia. So it's the way it is, guys. We got to do this. Silence is violence. Be brave. Support the Ukraine.